Hello, my home maintenance cadets. We're here for another episode of Hipman, and today it's Hipman versus the roof. Well, there's three things that I think are critical and important for a homeowner to do on a roof. Now, the first thing, though, is to always know when it's time to have a professional do something and when it is something you're capable of doing yourself. Being on a roof, obviously very dangerous. If it's slippery at all, that's something to consider. You should be doing this stuff on a very dry day. Always be very comfortable in what you're doing. If you don't think it's something you should do, or you're not comfortable with heights, the pitch of the roof is too steep, you don't want to be up there. This is about as steep as a pitch of a roof you want to be on doing your own maintenance. After that, I think it's time to have a professional come in. But first of all, we're going to do is talk about cleaning the roof. This is your normal composition asphalt shingled roof. It has aggregate on the top. Your job is to make sure that aggregate stays in place as long as possible. 20 or 30-year roof will generally last 20 or 30 years with the proper maintenance, at least up here in the Northwest. Keeping moss off and foliage off your roof is very important. First thing, don't sweep your roof. You should not sweep your roof because you sweep off the sand. That's aggregate. Once you sweep that off and that goes away, that's what takes away the life of your roof. Never pressure wash your roof. Even if you have moss on your roof, don't pressure wash your roof. Really, the best choice is by using air, whether you want to use an air compressor or maybe like a leaf blower. And that's what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to bring out my old trusty steed, my old leaf blower and shop vac. It's electric and it's corded. Really, you should be careful with cords, and ideally you probably even shouldn't have cords up here. Maybe a cordless one or a gas-powered leaf blower would be your best choice. But I'm comfortable with this. I've used it a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the things I do using this blower and what it can do to help take care of your roof. Now, the first thing we're going to do is show you how to get junk off your roof. Get that foliage off it. Get all those pine needles, leaves, dirt off your roof. But we're going to do three things today. First, we're going to do this. We're going to show you how to blow a roof off. We're going to do some gutter maintenance by cleaning the gutters. And we're going to show you a good way to control that moss on your roof. I'm going to turn this baby on. It's going to get loud. The idea is to start at the highest point of your roof and blow your stuff all of it downhill. Again, being very careful and using the air to just get all the foliage off. Don't sweep it. You can obviously pick up stuff a little bit or knock it off around your roof vents and stuff. Here we go. All right, so look the way I'm blowing off all the foliage. When I'm going downhill, of course some of it's going to go into the gutters. That's why you do the gutters second. I think we got the idea. That kind of gives you at least an example of what I think is important, keeping that stuff off your roof. The more trees you have around you, better chance you're going to have to do it more often, 2, even 3 times a year. If you take care of your roof, it's going to last 20 or 30 years. In this area, this roof's been here for about 15 years. People around me and some neighbors have already replaced their roof. It's because they just haven't been taking care of it. This roof, I say I got another 15. No, I probably have another 5 to 10 years left on it. But again, it's by taking care of it, making sure you do your job as a homeowner. If you got to pay somebody or do it yourself, well, make sure it gets. Now that we've got the roof blown off, basically got all the debris going downhill. Of course, some of it's gotten into the gutters, and a bunch of it's blown down onto the ground. Well, now it's time to clean the gutters. So here's another tricky task. Be really careful with it. Make sure you're comfortable. I'm using a cord. I'm constantly holding on to it and making sure I know where the cord is so I'm not stepping on it. Obviously, stepping on a cord right at the edge of your roof, two things that don't go together. Well, anyways, you can see that these gutters are pretty full. I've cleaned these gutters out twice already this year. Now here it is autumn, and really the leaves haven't even fallen yet, but mostly we have to deal with needles around here. And the gutters are already full. They're just, if you don't have your gutters clean, the water stays in them, rolls over the side, goes down against your home, makes your gutters keeps the gutters from doing their job properly. Also, now you're getting water down under your house, you're eroding concrete, you're eroding your driveway, you're of course potentially eroding your foundation of your house. Not to mention, you know what? Yes, let's mention water getting underneath your home. So you get water in a crawl space or in a basement. Now you got conditions of moisture, potentially wood-boring insects, conducive conditions for rot. Then you got moisture in a crawl space or around your home. Then you have a rodent possibility. Yeah, you got to keep rodents under control. All this has to do with water. And if you're not controlling the water off the roof of your house with properly cleaned gutters and properly functioning gutters, those are some of the issues you can potentially run into. All right, we're going to turn this baby on. We're going to show you how to blow out the gutter. It can be very messy. You want to avoid doing it in the wind. Oh, well, pretty dirty. Look at all that stuff blowing out of there. Look at it. Oh, yeah. It's very gratifying.
Hipman?
Yes, Hipboy?
Shouldn't you make sure that there's nothing underneath you while you're doing this?
Well, that's a very important thing to do, yes. Why do you ask?
Well, your car?
Oh, no. The Hipmobile's gonna have to get a cleaning after this. Next time, I guess I'll make sure to move the car first. So as we're wrapping it up, the demonstration of cleaning the gutters, you can definitely see the difference and how important this is. You can see these are really cleaned out. Of course, they're never going to be crystal clear clean, but those are about as clean as you're going to get compared to over there. Now another point is always make sure you go in the opposite direction of your downspouts. If you go towards your downspouts, you're potentially throwing all that stuff into your downspouts, and if your downspouts discharge underground, you're now potentially clogging the system that allows the water to drain away from your house. So always make sure to go the opposite direction of your downspouts. And again, if this isn't something you're comfortable with, you can scoop it by hand with a ladder or pay a professional to do it. But just remember, get it done. Take care, when you're on the roof, some of the maintenance things you should do is using a moss out product. Today, this is my product of choice. This is called Moss Beware. It's made by Corys. It generally works just fine. Make sure to get the stuff that says safe for roofs or for roofs, because there is other products that are made for lawns. But this you can use on your patio or your roof. And it's really like a big Parmesan cheese container is what I call it. It's really simple. You got to keep the moss dead. Keep it under control on your roof. If that moss dies, the rain and stuff is going to generally wash it out. You don't have to worry about trying to wash it off with a pressure washer or a hose or sweeping it. Kill the moss. Once you kill the moss, it's going to go away for the most part. This stuff's designed to just be put on the ridges of wherever you are on your roof, all the high angles of your roof. So if you just sprinkle it on like this, make sure to get both sides. You might have to use a couple cans and lower if it's windy. It's not too windy today. And then if you notice, you turn around because of the style roof this is. You also got to bring it up to the ridge here. Oh, it is windy. Wow, the wind just really started picking up. At any rate, so I'm putting it on both sides, and the idea is now next time it rains, that stuff gets wet, it leaches down, it covers the whole roof. And it kills the moss. Once it kills the moss is going to go away. So remember, moss out on your roof. Very important. Take care of it. Take care, my home maintenance cadets.